Greetings, everyone. Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility because it's Wednesday. And you know what happens on Wednesdays. We review new releases, and in the co-captain's chair, helping me out on this one is Mr. Eric Porter from Fourth Fusion Friday and in the prog seat. What's happening, my friend?
How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Eric and I, you were watching this sometime during Wednesday morning. We actually just spent over an hour with the great Mark Egan. You will see that interview with Mark Egan, bass player, the bass legend formerly of the Pat Metheny group, is coming up tonight. But we just got off the Zoom with him, and that was pretty thrilling for the both of us. I hope you guys enjoy that interview later on tonight. But here today in this little review segment, we're going to talk about a brand new solo record from a Hungarian drummer. His name is Oliver Zisko, and Global Warning or Warming. Is it Warming? Warming?
Warning, yes.
Warning, yes.
Or warning. Global
Warning.
warning. We'll get it.
Global Warning is the name of his new solo record and project, and he's got a whole host of folks helping him out on that. Now, so Oliver, so I was not familiar with him before, but apparently he also has played in a black metal band, a Hungarian black metal band called
Sear
Fear
Bliss.
Blitz. Okay. Also, he's played in a band called Anima Sound System, so he's been pretty busy, and he's been a drummer actively for the last, like 30 years or so. So, but on this new project, he's got a host of folks playing with him, and he handles all drums and electronics and synthesizers on the album. He's got a guitar player called Marius Pop, also plays a little bit on this album. He's got Anthony Crawford on bass, who formerly played with Alan Holdsworth. He's got Derek Sherinian, plays keyboards on one track, right?
Yes.
One
Yep.
track. Mike Goddard on guitars. Zolt Haltennecker, who also plays keyboards in the band Special Providence. Cool band. Peter Papesh plays bass, and also Martin Gudix on bass. And yeah, so that's who's helping him out on here. So I forget how many tracks there was in total, but it's about 70 minutes worth of music. And it's, I guess you can say it's all instrumental, or there are some little
There's some voiceovers
voiceovers and things like that
yeah.
happening. I don't know, Eric, how would you classify this? I guess in spots it's fusion. I guess in spots it's very electronic and ambient.
Yep.
I A lot of this album to me is like kind of has that kind of like video game
Yeah.
soundtrack type of thing because it's very busy in spots.
Well, I think in the liner notes, he does indicate obviously with Global Warning as the title. And it is instrumental, but I think the theme behind it, obviously, when you go through the booklet, it's a very detailed booklet, really nice package. And basically each song he talks, at certain things, whether it's, I think there's actually a song called Plastic where I think when you read through the description of his inspiration for this stuff, it's basically, depleting the earth and how we're using up the resources and the things we're doing. So that obviously was the inspiration. And to your point, Pete, with the electronic, when I read the liner notes, he says his goal for this album was to create an instrumental fusion music album that combines electronic effects, and that's his, I guess, mission statement, if you will. So in that, I think he achieved his goal. Like you said, it is there are a bunch of tracks where it's basically him, drums, and he does all the sequencing and the electronic keyboards and the synths. And you and I have been talking about this, and we've done a bunch of listens. And I tend to, and I think you do as well, the tracks that really connected with me were the tracks where he had other guys playing with him. So in a sense, a band versus him doing everything on his own.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I find the tracks where it's just him on a multitude of synths and programming and drums, to me, I mentioned before, like video game music. That's what those tracks kind of sound like to me. They don't really resonate with me. The tracks where it sounds like he's got like a band playing with him, where you can hear a bass player and an actual, he's on drums and guitars and all that. That's To me, that's the meat of this album where it really succeeds. And at 70 minutes long, I find that what I'm really liking on this album is probably 40 to 45 minutes of it. And then the rest of it kind of, to me, is almost throwaway because it's just I want to hear the band aspect of this album. And I get it, you know, conceptually, if you go and, you know, we can go read off the titles here and you pretty much know exactly what kind of he was thinking here. But, you know, you've got preface, renewal, ghost notes, carnival of abundance, and rise up to the alpha, mid alpha level. And there's a tune called Hoax, Origin, 21st Century Shock, Plastic. You know, it's all rise and fall. This is all about kind of like the controlled substance. This is all about the state of our planet and the human race and all that sort of thing. So I think where he's at in creating this album and all the ideas that he's trying to have these musical landscapes convey, I get it. Just it doesn't all work for me. And I find that, like, for me, the songs that I really, really like, again, like we mentioned, were the more band oriented tracks. So I really think Ghost Notes is terrific. He's got Marius plays guitar on that. This guy's really good.
He really is.
Really good. I'm like, holy crap, this guy is good. He's on that. He's also featured on what is perhaps my favorite track on the album, which is Travelin', and his solo on that. And then Derek Sherinian drops in the solo on that. Both of them are just like mind-blowing solos.
And that kind of had like a Middle Eastern motif to it, didn't it?
Yes,
Listen
it
to
does.
that? Okay.
It
Yeah, I
does.
enjoyed that a lot.
And in fact, you know, in listening to this album a couple times, and even I listened to it again a couple hours ago before we recorded this video, and I wouldn't mind hearing a whole album of that sort of thing, because that sort of thing is what's going to sell folks on this guy. You know, again, being able to write a composition like that and get the right players to kind of put forth that just kind of wow factor. That's what I want to hear. And then, you know, but then again, you've got 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it is, tracks where it's just like a lot of this program stuff and synths, and it just, to me, that sounds a little too sterile for my ears of what I really like listening to. So for me, it's like half the album, I think, hits what I want to hear, and the other half is not really for me. But it may be for other people, right? There's probably plenty of people who like more of this kind of ambient electronic type of you know, arrangements, and that's totally cool, right? You can't love everything, well, obviously. So I don't know which tracks kind of hit home with you a little the most.
Same thing. I mean, the lover of the guitar, I got to go with my guy Derek, and I love Traveling, Ghost Notes, and I liked Carnival Abundance and Origin, because I think those had that. Is it Matt Gothard?
Yeah,
Goddard. He's another one. He's a really good guitar player. But I think we fall into that same line, Pete. It's just, I think the stuff where he's got the band performing or a band performing with him on these, I think he hits the nail on the head. So, but I do think maybe using that electronic sound maybe that's helping that mechanical, maybe colder feel, is to get that feeling across of, look, you know, urgency, or here's what we're doing to the planet.
yeah, and I think you're right. And I think that aspect is somewhat of a concept album, as weird as that sounds for an instrumental album. But I think that's probably the case. And I haven't heard any other releases from him, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But you know, for Oliver, I'm sure he's watching. I really do like some of this. Some of it's just not really for me, but I think it's an intriguing listen for anybody who likes instrumental music, whether it be prog or electronic or fusion. I think this is kind of like a little blend of all those things. And you know, somewhere in here too, there's a little bit of aggression at times, which makes total sense, knowing that he comes from a black metal background, right? So he's probably used to blasting away and all that. So I totally get it.
Well, I think you can tell too from the drumming. I mean, seems like a very technical drummer. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. You know, obviously that's from him. So I think, you know, somebody from that side of it too. And like you said, I don't know that band that he played with prior, but he's obviously a talented drummer. And you know, I think he composed everything on here. I'm not sure if there's any collaboration in terms of the writing, but you know, really talented guy and doing a lot of the synths and the programming. So there's more coming from that as well than just drumming. So
yep. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so we'll drop some information down in the comments below for you guys to go investigate this a little further. And I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 star.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, go check it out, folks. That's what it looks like. And again, I don't know if you want to show the inside and open it up a little bit, but yeah, that's the
Yeah,
packaging.
it's actually just here, but when you look at the booklet, like I said, every track there's I mean, he's pretty much got it. He wrote a book along with it, so you get a story for every track that goes on, and it's basically just his concept behind each track, and obviously it all becomes one with the global warning / global warning thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
very well done. The booklet and the package are very well done.
Yeah, pretty cool. So go check it out. Oliver Zisko, Global Warning. That is the album. And thanks for watching, everybody. Go investigate it and visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together.
All the damn time.
Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Thanks for watching this and all the other reviews posting here this Wednesday. We'll see you back here again next Wednesday. And you can catch Mr. Porter here coming up. We got 4 Fusion Friday coming up in just a little bit, man. Right? We're almost at March.
February goes quick.
Yeah, February's flying by, and of course we got in the proxy coming at you in about a week and a half or so. So thanks for watching, everybody. For Eric, I am Pete. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.